Hello and welcome to John Allen Outside. Just a quick update before we get to the hiking. As you recall, in the spring of 2023, I hiked the first 456 miles of the Arizona Trail before I decided to temporarily stop at Pine due to the trail being closed at the north rim of the Grand Canyon. I came back in September and picked up where I left off in Pine, continuing north. Joining me is a gentleman I met this spring named Cherry Pit. He's not on the camera a lot, but you will see him in a couple of scenes here and there. I hope you enjoy watching these videos as much as I had making them. Now let's get to the hiking.
All right, folks, Arizona Trail. Just head out of the Pine and heading up the trail. It's afternoon now, like going on, it's a little after 3 o'clock. Probably not going to get a ton of miles in today. And let me show you what else is going on. Got thunder, felt some raindrops. Something we didn't see much of any of on the spring edition of this hike. Off we go. After 6, we're at camp now, and we got rained on a lot. I didn't see any rain on the first 456 miles of the Arizona Trail, but here we are back on day 1, and it's just it's pouring right now. As we just got done setting up our tents and just trying to get everything dried out, but it seems like it might rain for a bit yet. So I'm gonna get my tent set up and cook some dinner. Here's a little water, mostly runoff from the storms last night. This section burned just a few weeks ago. The trail was closed, but they reopened it recently. So last night, when we got into camp, it was about 6 o'clock. We did 5.6 miles after checking the map. And it started raining immediately when we got to camp. And then it just poured, like torrential downpour, tons of thunder and lightning. Kind of scary a little bit there for a while. There was a lot of lightning and it was close by. Well, it stopped around midnight or 1. And then, oh, I better change the angle here. It stopped around midnight or 1, and then it was fine after that. But this morning, kind of muddy at first, but now because of all that rain, there have been little water sources all over the place. I guarantee you, before that rain, it was mostly dry. But now we've had no problem with water today. We are about maybe 13, 14 in on the day. And we're about to start a big climb in about 1.5 miles up to the top of the Mogollon Rim. And then we'll be up there and we're gonna find a spot to camp up at the top. We're gonna try to limit it to about maybe 18 miles today. I think we're gonna get into camp early because we were hiking by 6:30 a.m. But we don't wanna overdo it on the first full day of hiking. So that's what's going on. This trail is amazing, by the way. The General Springs cabin. This is kind of a neat historic site. Good morning and welcome to day 3, day 33 really, when you add up all the other days from the spring. And did 18.4 miles yesterday, and it was pretty decent. Had to backtrack a little bit because there was a water source that we found and we thought there'd be camping and there wasn't, so we had to go back about 0.2 to find a spot to camp. But we have 12.7 miles to the next water today, and it's 6:30 and we're already off and hiking. Nice and cool out. Trail looks to be flat today. Should be nice walking. Here we go. Alright, 19.2 miles today. Just got into camp. Let me show you what that looks like. In a really flat area. Got my dinner cooking. Some cheesy shells with some salmon. And then we've been watching some elk moving through over here. There's a bull elk that's been bugling the whole time we've been here. Saw 3 bears in the morning, a mom and 2 babies. And then we saw 8 elk and then a bunch more elk here at camp, so quite a few. And then we've been listening to that bull elk bugle the whole time. Trying to be a little quiet because they're only about 200 yards away. We're hoping that they move a little bit closer. But we're only about 32 miles from Mormon Lake where we have the resupply, so we're going to try to do that in 2 days, maybe 20-ish tomorrow because it's super flat. And then, 12 or so into Mormon Lake on the following day. But going great so far, really enjoying it. Gonna sign off for tonight. My wife wouldn't like that part. Welcome to day 4 of the Arizona Trail adventure. What an amazing night last night. We had coyotes howling, elk bugling. It was really, really nice. We had a nice flat spot in a meadow that had a lot of pine trees in it. We got up this morning and walking through elk bugling the whole time. We thought we were going to walk right up to a couple of them and got close, but I think they kept knowing we were coming and were taking off before we got within sight. But looks to be pretty smooth trail today, so we should be able to make some good miles. I just had a little bit of a shot of the mud on my shoes. It's not like super soft. The track is pretty firm, but the thing is, it just keeps sticking layer after layer after layer. And next thing you know, you got an inch of mud stuck to the bottom of your shoes. Now yesterday, once the sun came out in the afternoon, the mud kind of dried up and it was fine. Hoping for the same today because, yeah, our shoes weigh about 5 pounds a piece right now. Alright, let's do some hiking. Our water sources for a while now are going to be the tanks, which are kind of like cow ponds, and the water's a little chocolatey coming out of there, but a little earthy, but not too bad. Yeah. Don't worry, this is actually just coffee. It's a water source this morning. It's not nearly as bad as it looks. I pulled the bottle out and it almost looks clear, just a slight tint to it. Not bad at all. Raining again, even though look at the sun shining through. Taking a look at camp, and out here there were just a boatload of cows before. And we did see a nice bull elk go through as well, but the cows look like they've mostly gone home. I ended up doing exactly 20 miles today, and Got in about 4:15. We were tired. It was a pretty flat trail, so it was nice walking, but we were still pretty tired. Tomorrow we got about maybe 12-ish miles into Mormon Lake, get our resupply, and we believe there's laundries and showers there as well, which are much needed. And so today was pretty cool. We saw, well, this morning the elk were bugling like crazy, and we did end up seeing a really nice bull elk about 40 yards away. Got up, he was bedded down and took off, so that was pretty neat. Then we saw another one a couple hundred yards away go through camp. So they're out here for sure, and it's been really kind of neat listening to them do all their bugling. So I'm going to wrap it up right now. The end of day 4. Trip's going great, and we're having a lot of fun. And see you tomorrow morning. All right, day 5. Just got lunch and shower. We're doing laundry right now, and we got on the trail. But it was a couple-hour walk into town. Kind of nondescript. It was just a flat trail through some pine trees, and we had a decent lunch, and now we're going to decide what to do after this. So probably just do another mile or 2 today and kind of take it easy, because we're both feeling pretty tired. Been putting in some good miles to start off this trip, but that's where we're at. All right, into day 5. We did about 13 trail miles and 2.2 spur trail miles to get into Mormon Lake, and that was a pretty good resupply and restaurant there. The resupply was actually a box we mailed, so that worked out well, obviously. And then laundry, showers, and then we just walked maybe less than a mile and a half down the trail, set up camp, trying to set ourselves up for 2 days into Flagstaff, where we'll take our first 0. So it's about 19.1 to a campground tomorrow. That looks like a potential spot. They have water there too, and then that would leave us maybe, well, I don't know, 15, 16 miles to get into Flagstaff, and we got to find a place to stay. So it's been great. More elk today, having a great time, and the weather's been really good now. So, all right, I'm going to sign off for tonight, and catch you all tomorrow.